Boyfriend, 25M, slept with my friend, 25F. I just found out yesterday. 1 year later. Need advice on how to move forward. Me and my boyfriend are both 25 and have been dating for 4 years. We met in college, moved to a new city together after graduation, and built a new life together. Our relationship was one filled with so much laughter and joy. He was truly my best friend. It was a healthy relationship from my perspective and through the perspective of others. Friends, family, co-workers, etc. It seemed like everyone was rooting for us. Here comes the plot twist. A little more backstory. There was a period of time that I traveled semi-regularly for work. There was one assignment I had where I was going to be gone for a month straight. This occurred shortly after I moved to the new city. So I sent my boyfriend the number of my best friend in the city. Let's call her Megan. Megan and my boyfriend had met several times through me, and I thought it would be good if they could hang out while I was gone, because neither of them had many friends in the new city because we had all been there less than half a year. Megan, my first and closest female friend in this new city, came over last night. She told me that she and my boyfriend went out when I was traveling for work with a group of people which I knew about and was cool with. She then went on to say they blacked out, had sex, and woke up naked in his bed. This all happened a year ago and she just told me now. Told her to leave. I told my boyfriend to come over, confronted him, and he admitted it. They both hid it for a year. This is an isolated incident. My boyfriend and I had never had any issues about trust or cheating or anything like this before. I truly thought I was going to end up with this man, and before yesterday nothing would have made me happier. Break up and don't look back. My boyfriend and I had never had any issues about trust or cheating or anything like this before. Actually, he's been lying to you for a year. Truly thought I was going to end up with this man, and before yesterday nothing would have made me happier. Relationships are fragile, which is why you need a really solid person to spend your life with. He's not it. I would move on from him. Not only did he cheat, but he felt okay keeping it from you for a year. He only admitted because he got outed. Who knows how much longer he would have kept it a secret. Another year? Forever? Leaving you completely oblivious? I don't know about you, but I think any normal person would be wrecked with guilt, and I tell their significant other. Drop the man and drop the friend. If you need support, let me know. I know you must be hurting badly. My messages are open. Thank you so much for the kindness. I might take you up on that. And I think you bring up a really good point. He was never going to tell me. This is gross. He slept with your friend after being out with a group of your mutual friends. There is a chance that more people know. He jeopardized your sexual health and betrayed you. He wasn't even the one that told you she did. And only to what? Alleviate her own guilt? It's all bullshit, and it was a continued effort to keep the truth from you. The last year of your relationship has been maintained via deception. Friend group wasn't of mutual friends. I hadn't met any of them. Doesn't make anything better, just clarifying. I agree she wasn't doing it to be a good friend. A good friend wouldn't have waited a year. The guilt totally got to her. Told her today that I think it's best we go our separate ways, and a friendship with her wouldn't be healthy. Removed her from all social media and blocked her. Alcohol isn't an excuse to cheat. People get drunk all the time without cheating. It's not an isolated incident. They hid this from you every day, for 365 days. Every day they made the choice to keep deceiving you. True. After this happened, I still hung out with both of them together, and there were at least 2 times where it was just the 3 of us. Thinking back on that makes me absolutely sick, like they both knew and acted like everything was normal. Husband secretly cross-dressing. Today I found out my husband has been cross-dressing, wearing silicone boobs and lingerie, and taking pictures with sex toys to share online. We've been married for 9 years and together for 15. He says he's been doing this since before we met, and this is the first time he's ever talked to me about it. Many years ago I found a photo on his phone of his butt in black lingerie. When I confronted him about it, he laughed it off as a joke. Then several years later I found another photo as I was clearing his deleted photos folder, but it disappeared before I could get a close look. He said it was a screenshot from porn, and I don't really care if he looks at porn. Then I found a couple of wigs in our bedroom. He said he bought them for me to roleplay. I am not kink shaming, but it's not my thing. Today I found an email address on his phone that said discreet, woman's name, and was able to hack into it and follow some digital breadcrumbs. He had an account with a website that does live cams, but he was one of the performers. I put two and two together and confronted him. There's been a backpack in his car trunk that I noticed a long time ago, but he hides presents and surprises for me in his trunk, so I thought that's what it was. An Amazon account in his female named email address showed that exact backpack, so I opened it up and found lingerie, women's clothing, silicone boobs, a dildo, and condoms. He told me he's been posing for photos on these websites, but that no one sees his face. He says he makes a couple $100 a month doing this, but here's the thing. He makes really good money, like almost $200,000 a year. So it's obviously not about the money, it's about gratification. And why would he need condoms for these photos or webcams? I feel like I am not getting the full story, especially because he's been keeping this from me for almost 15 years. He's a wonderful man, kind, caring, and an amazing father to our little kids. I can't just break up with him or divorce him. We have a family. Also, I am very open-minded and pro-LGBTQ+, and am not the kind of person who would be morally offended by a man cross-dressing. So why couldn't he be honest with me? How do you deal with it when you find out your partner has been keeping such a big secret for so long? What the hell do I do? Exclamation mark. Too long didn't read. My husband, and father of my kids, has been cross-dressing and hiding it from me for 15 years, doesn't need the money from doing it online, and now I don't know what to do. Oh honey, I would say try couples counseling. Explain, with the help of a therapist, how you still love him but you are concerned and your trust is broken, and he needs to do XYZ in order to start rebuilding that trust. Unsure, but therapy would be a good place to start, with an unbiased, third-party professional mediating and helping you along the way. Thank you, that's great advice. I think couples counseling is going to be absolutely necessary. My ex-husband did this. He kept a whole bin I didn't know about in our house with his stuff in it that included stuff he'd stolen from me. It didn't take as long for him to out himself, but I was also open-minded. My ex-husband used condoms for boobs or over objects. So condoms don't necessarily mean he's venturing outside of your marriage, but the fact that it's in his car and in a bag would make me wonder. We had other issues that caused that part of his life to become an issue, including his alcoholism. Would bother me that he would dress like that and drive drunk. He could have killed someone. He would also rush me to sleep to dress up, fuck himself and take pictures when I'd be in the mood to mess around cause we'd not had sex in a while. I don't know if he shared the pictures on the internet at that time, but he very well could have. Part of me wonders why I never asked if he did now. If you want to talk to someone that's been in a similar position, you can message me if you want. It's hard to find someone to talk about it to that can relate and that wouldn't jump to judge or down him. Trust me, no one knew about it until years after we split. He needs to be open with you about every aspect of it and you'll need to come to a common ground about it. If not, this can be the beginning of the end, especially if this is very important for his sexual gratification and there's aspects that you don't know about and wouldn't be happy with. I wish you luck. We went on many years after I discovered this part of him, so it can work out. This also had no part of our dissolution. Let me get this right, /condoms and everything else stored in a backpack in the trunk of his car. / claims he buried all his accounts when you asked to see. / email address referencing him being discreet. / lied to you several times when you found evidence. / earns a couple $100 a month from this, despite having a $200K /year job, which actually could be in jeopardy if someone at work connected the dots and thought it reflected poorly on the company. / says he just poses with the toys, negating the condoms after easy cleanup argument. I mean, come the fuck on. Does his work from home job that pays $200K /year require him to intermittently take calls outside, after which he offers to go get groceries since he has to stop by the bank? Does he frequently shower after running errands? Does his bank statement actually have deposits from this job, or do they pay him in cash? He's lied too much and seemingly telling you just enough plausible excuses each time he's caught. Pry deeper and get tested. If someone can hide something from you for 15 years, there are bigger problems in your relationship. I've been with my so for 9, and we are 100% aware and open to all parts of our individual lives. Passwords, schedules, friends, everything is open and out there. At this point in your relationship, I'd be extremely worried about what you don't know. Still, it's most likely deeper than you think. It obviously isn't for money, so there are other motivations in the works. Everything you mentioned is beyond sketchy, and I would never feel comfortable knowing my partner is hiding things on their computer / in their trunk, etc. It's ultimatum time: either he's 100% honest or you're gone. There's no reason for you to stick around and continue being lied to. There's no reason he should have to sneak around at all, for any reason, around his partner. Ever. Period. There's nothing wrong with the things he's doing, but there's absolutely something wrong with hiding it from you. I've always been of the opinion that the definition of cheating is any promiscuous activity that one actively hides from their partner. The fact that he lied to you, hid it from you, and committed himself to you while doing these things is awful. It's great that you say that he's a wonderful man and a great father, and I'm sure he is. So I have one question. Does he seem legitimately guilty or remorseful at this obvious breach of your trust? Thank you for your very thoughtful reply. I agree that there is nothing wrong with cross-dressing or webcam, photo websites, but that lying to me for 15 years is a huge betrayal. He does seem legitimately remorseful that he lied to me. He is not remorseful at all about doing it, but he has been very apologetic about keeping it from me. I'm not sure if he's only sorry that he got caught though. He could have come clean in the past and chose not to. I had a threesome last night that I felt pressured into and I don't know how to handle it. Update: we talked tonight and he was feeling pretty bad about it too. He said the reason he hadn't brought it up was because he just wanted to forget it even happened. He's worried he made a friendship weird and he was worried about I felt. He genuinely didn't remember me saying no multiple times at the beginning. He said everything is blurry up until when it was over and he realized I wasn't okay, but he figured I would say something if I wanted to talk about it. He reassured me that it wasn't planned out and he would never do something like that to me, and he was very apologetic that I felt pressured. I, 28F, was drinking with my boyfriend and a close friend of his. My boyfriend and I have discussed having a threesome before and it's been something we've wanted to do together. We were at my house just hanging out and we all got really drunk, and the next thing I know, her boobs are out and he was playing with them. I was laughing about it when it was happening, because we were drinking and it was funny at the time and they were doing it in an awkward way that was funny. It wasn't serious. Then he looks at me and says, "Okay, your turn," and she agreed and said she would get the other one. I kept laughing and saying no because I still thought it was just a joke, but they both kept persisting and I felt really pressured, so I just did it. It ended with all of us in my bed. Literally as soon as it was over, he looked at me and apologized. So I guess he caught on that I wasn't super into it or felt pressured or something. She left, we went to bed, and he and I haven't talked about it since. He's been asking me all day if something is wrong. I guess I'm quieter than normal. I keep saying nothing is wrong because I honestly don't know what to say. Felt pressured last night, but I didn't say that to either of them. If I would have, they both would have stopped. As far as he knows, a threesome is something he and I have talked about for a couple years, and he knew I wanted to have one, just not with one of his friends who I have to see all the time. I know this is on me, but I just feel incredibly gross and bad today, and I never expected I would feel this way. I don't even know why I'm upset, I just am. I don't know if I should tell my boyfriend how I feel or not. Edit: his friend is actually a lesbian. This was not pre-planned on either of their parts. Her having her boobs out was a result of the drunken game we were playing. I don't feel like he cheated on me. It definitely wasn't something they talked about ahead of time.